your greenness, the Earthlings are much more advanced than we imagined. They have chairs that talk. Windows that speak. Globes that teach.
She's got lots of work.
Birds that talk.
Come play with me.
Flowers that dance and screens that walk. And their leader, boy, can he dress.
Pee-wee's Playhouse Playset. Each card is sold separately from Matchbox.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Dr. Nick, and welcome back to the 90s Guys Show. Today I wanted to talk about some of the toy stores that we grew up with in the 80s and 90s. Some of them you may remember, some of them you may not, depending on where you lived. Most people, of course, remember Toys R Us. Toys R Us still exists. It had to merge with its other company, Babies R Us, in order to coexist. But these are some of the stores that are no longer in business, such as KB Toys.
We're gonna find the KB Toy Store. We're gonna see KB. We're gonna find the KB Toy Store. Come take a look and see. Under a rock? No. On the moon? Uh-huh.
The place to find a KB Toy Store is at your local shopping mall, where you'll find great toys, like the Nintendo Entertainment System with the Zapper light gun and Rob the Robot.
We're gonna find KB.
Which ended up closing in 2009 due to a staggering amount of debt. Speculation is that Mitt Romney actually purchased the company and loaded it with a bunch of debt from other avenues of his businesses. And I mean, besides the fact that I'm sure there was other reasons behind the closure of the company. With online sales, you could buy things on Amazon and other online avenues. You didn't have to go into the store and actually purchase it. So online sales probably did lead to a lot of that as well. KB Toys was a mecca for wrestling fans because, I mean, they just had an entire long aisle of wrestling figures, rings, the wrestling buddies, things like that. You had Police Academy, Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers. The stores were always very cool because they always had a lot of the toys on display, and then I remember there was always a case over in the corner that had the video games in it, and they'd be hanging, you know, on like little tags in the case, and you would tell the person behind the counter which game you wanted. He would open the glass case and take it out for you, and then you pay for it. We had KB Toys in our mall for a very long time, and then, you know, when they decided to closure all the different stores and liquidate all the assets, I went in there and got a ton of wrestling figures. I mean, they were just selling them for like $4 or $5 a piece. Just get rid of them in a huge bin. Children's Palace is another one that you...
Attention parental units. If you've been scanning the area this week trying to calculate what store has the Nintendo video games at a great price, don't delay. Proceed directly to Children's Palace, where right now you can obtain Nintendo video games for just $24.99 to $49.99. Your offspring has thousands of hours of games to choose from, all at Children's Palace prices lower than humanly possible. So proceed to Children's Palace and discover how much less toys can cost. Thank you.
May not remember. I do. We had one about 25 minutes away from us, which is now Toys R Us. The front of the building looked like a castle. It had two, like, I'm trying to think of what, like towers on each side. And I remember some of the toys that I actually got from there was a Red Ryder toy gun that when you would pull the lever and shoot it, it would make like an air compressed boom noise in it. I still have it. I remember going in there and buying Nintendo games, things like that. And then I believe it was also there that my mom and dad got me the Pee-wee's Playhouse play set. Unfortunately, I do not have my original one. I have one that I purchased on eBay a few years ago for a decent price. I actually have it on display in the other room, which is really cool. But Children's Palace, they went out of business in 1992. They tried to merge with another company called Kiddie City.
Look, it's my 4 favorite days of the year.
It's Lionel Kiddie City's 4-day store-wide sale now through Wednesday. Save big on all your favorite bikes and scooters, board games, dolls, electronic talking dolls, video systems and games, race and train sets, radio control cars, action figures and vehicles, preschool toys and building sets. So hurry in now through Wednesday to Lionel Kiddie City's 4-day store-wide sale.
Time flies when you're saving money. Lionel Kiddie City, turn it round, upside down.
Which I don't know if we had any of those around here. It was owned by the Lionel Company, the people that make the trains. They tried to merge as a company. It didn't work in 92. And I think the biggest reason why the company went out of business was because of the fact that the corporate side of it, they limited the amount of capital that went into each store, which didn't allow the stores to actually pay their bills, so to speak. And then also, one of the big suppliers, Lego, refused to send shipments to the store. And by 1990, there was a recession in the economy, so less people had disposable income to purchase toys, especially higher end stuff. I don't remember the store. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if we had one of these around here. But at the time, I believe it was number 3 in the market for toy store chains. And then another one, which Fao Swartz was also a really big one. They ended up going out of business as well. I'm trying to think of what the other one was that went out of business. I can't remember for the life of me. Oh, yes, it wasn't a toy store per se, but it was one of their mainstays of the store. Now, that, of course, was Hill's Department Store. And everybody remembers the jingle, Hill's is where the toys are. They'd always have a huge thing, during Christmas. And the commercials would show, all the different toys. During the mid-90s, the amount of toys that were produced was a large quantity, but up until that point, there wasn't really must-haves that every kid wanted. It wasn't like the rush on Cabbage Patch or the rush on Star Wars in the late 70s and stuff like that. There was a demand, but not quite as large as there was before. So it's unfortunate that now, all we have is Walmart, Target, Toys R Us, of course, but since Toys R Us merged, well, not really merged, but they combined the 2 stores instead of 2 separate stores with Babies R Us. Half the stores is Babies R Us, half the stores Toys R Us. There's less inventory. And of course, with Walmart, you have maybe 6 or 7 aisles, very small sections. Same thing with Meijer. Target's the same thing. Other toy retailers, trying to think. That's pretty much it for the most part. Of course, you can buy stuff on eBay, Amazon, things like that. But toy stores as a whole, as a business, has ceased to exist for the most part. So, like I said, the only reason why Toys R Us still exists as a company is because they were able to bring in the Babies R Us into the store and make it profitable to the point where both kind of self-sustain each other. I still go to Toys R Us because, I still buy wrestling figures. That's pretty much all I buy toy-wise. I'll buy vintage toys online and stuff like that, or at a garage sale, but the majority, not so much. Online sales has, soared over the years, but it was always such a special thing going to the toy store with your mom and dad or your grandmother and finding that toy that you've been wanting or you've seen on a commercial. The commercials for toys have changed dramatically too. They're just not as exciting anymore. I remember seeing commercials for like the Ninja Turtle action figures and stuff like that. and it would make you want to go out to the store and buy them. But, you know, times have changed, the generation of kids have changed, so, you know, I guess what I can, you know, all I really have to say is such nostalgic feelings seeing the old commercials on YouTube and stuff like that. And when I found a Ghostbusters Proton pack and it still had the KB Toy sticker on it, that was awesome. That was really cool. But anyways, like this video, hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you all later.